Guess who's shining in the sunlight? Blood lightly drapes, and her face becomes dreamily soft. In that moment, time stops, wrinkles vanish, and her face regains youth. Elizabeth is over the moon. This accidental discovery was like opening Pandora's box. She instantly ordered her servants to cater to the young girl's every need. She commanded every maid to closely inspect their wrinkles for any changes. The maids huddled close, but they feared truth, only flattering her. Elizabeth boldly accepted the Duke of North's pursuit. The Duke showered her with flattery about her wealth and status, telling her she was younger and more beautiful than ever, fueling Elizabeth's confidence. She thought young girls' blood was the key to youth and defeating death, so she used it as a facial mask. First, she scrubbed her face, then bathed in blood, commanding her maids' wounds to never heal. Once scads form, she'd ruthlessly rip them open, but wounds heal, and maids use sharp knives. Time after time, they cut the maids' arms, draining blood until the poor girl succumbed to blood loss. Meanwhile, Elizabeth's thirst for beauty and youth only grew. To satisfy her cravings, she needed more blood, escalating her atrocities. She reached out for more innocent girls, while her clever maid cautioned her to stop being foolish. I sense blood mixed with superpowers, but it's just death stench nauseating. Blood won't make you younger, you're just smelling the death coming for you. Your disgust will catch up eventually. Your ignorance is deadly, no one can wake the sleeping you. The maid's words fell on deaf ears, only making her angrier. To satisfy her crazy desires, Elizabeth even built a secret mechanical device. It's hidden deep underground, a truly comical secret. Every turn of the gears echoed with the cries and despair of young girls talk about sounding like a horror movie. Hundreds of girls were slain, their bodies piled high, tossed in the wild for beasts. The villagers spilled the beans about Elizabeth to the priest, hoping he could convince the king to launch an investigation. But little did they know, just as he left, the Earl of North caught him, and they killed the priest to silence him. The Earl even intercepted a letter, forcing her to flee Elizabeth's grasp under the cover of night. Her maid drank poison, desperately pleading for her to stop everything. How tragic. Algebet, you ventured far too much. Only death lies ahead now, and no one can stop you. Let beauty grow naturally, yet madness always has its price. Elizabeth's body began showing horrific rashes, yet she still refused to repent. When the blood of regular maids no longer worked, she absurdly believed it was the blood that lacked purity. So, she targeted younger girls, and days later, a maiden was brought by a maid. Elizabeth gazed at the girl, momentarily transported back to the day she gifted her a ribbon for her hair. Count, you shouldn't be here, it's too cold. I'm waiting for an important letter. That letter is super important. By the way, what's your name in this beautiful outfit? Paula, here, take this, it's for you. No, that belongs to you. At that moment, reason seemed to triumph over desire. I want to tell you, Paula, run. Get out of this castle. You're going to die. You won't die, Paula. The girl was terrified and ran for her life. The maid chased after her relentlessly, but tragically fell victim at last. Later, Elizabeth's gaze turned to a noble girl. But fate played a cruel joke. The girl captured turned out to be his former lover, Suso's wife. Blood was wasted before death, and fate's judgment finally arrived. As hundreds of murders occurred near the castle, the king finally decided to launch an investigation. He promised to allocate a fortune to Elizabeth and sent Suso to gather evidence. As Elizabeth gazed at her former lover from a distance, all her resentment melted away in an instant. She donned a white dress, and it was their first meeting in 3 years. When their letters to each other were intercepted, their tender gazes were filled with regret and longing. But after this tender moment, Suso rose to search the castle's hidden lair of evil. Elizabeth lay in bed, hearing the commotion. A bittersweet smile crept across her lips. Her companions were bickering at the door, arguing due to her. Suso initially couldn't believe the one she loved so dearly could be the killer. But confronted with irrefutable evidence, she had to accept the harsh truth. 4 days passed, and Elizabeth stood by the window with an indifferent expression on her face as the guards arrived to arrest her, offering no resistance. She cast a lingering look at Suso before proudly stepping into eternal darkness, ultimately sentenced to life imprisonment on an island. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel.